Welcome to Apex Legends. I am Bloodhunter. You can call me Bloodhound.
Hello folks, this is GetBot at Good Guys Gaming and another On The Radar where we check out some interesting upcoming games. This one is by Respawn, who you'll know as the creators of Titanfall and Titanfall 2, a couple of very well respected shooters. So I was really excited to hear, and it was a surprise to hear, that they were bringing out a Battle Royale game. Now Battle Royale is a genre which I really enjoy, but I have been finding PUBG a bit of a drag, and some of the other competitions are not really floating my boat, so very interested and excited to check out Apex Legends. Okay, so here we are in the tutorial section, which you really want to complete. In fact, you have to complete before you can play the game. You'll see why in a moment, as there's really a lot to the controls, much more than in other Battle Royales you may have played. It's kind of a cool feature here where you can maintain your slide by holding down the left control button. So here he's showing us a supply bin where we can grab a weapon from. Pretty standard stuff so far. The grenade throwing is really intuitive. I found I could land grenades exactly where I wanted as well. And it's just that kind of great control that we know from Titanfall translated into a Battle Royale. There's our healing. And a really fast access ordnance menu, which has only just been released in PUBG. Looks like we're gonna get our first weapon here. So this is one of the starting assault rifles. Aiming is really intuitive. Again, it uses that great feeling gunplay that we all know and love from both of the Titanfall games. Here in the tutorial you can check out every weapon that's in the game. I believe it's every weapon that's in the game currently. Carbines, SMGs, assault rifles, LMGs and shotguns. They're all available to check and they all feel really great to use. Again, we have that really great feeling gunplay from all of the Titanfall games. I can't describe to you how well it feels. If you've played those games, you know how good shooting and aiming feels in those games, and it definitely has translated into this Battle Royale mode. Here we're going to grab an SMG. They really have quite a punch to them. You'll see now when they're fired. And a sidearm. You can see I'm pulling off those headshots easily enough. And finally, I think this is a sniper rifle. Yeah, an unscoped sniper rifle. But you can add a scope to it in-game. And lastly, we'll take a look at the LMGs. They're definitely worth taking a look at. Super fun to fire. Real kick behind them. Tons of fun for the family here. Okay, next you're going to see something that is a big difference. You can see that I'm pinging the map here to ping different locations that I want someone on my team to view. But as well as that, I can also ping enemy locations, ping weapons, ping ammos, and then there is a radial menu for other ping related actions as well. So how many times you've been playing a Battle Royale game where nobody's on comms, especially if you're not playing with friends? This allows really effective and specific non-verbal communication. Again, you can see I pinged weapons, ammos, possible enemy locations. Here I'm mentioning that I'm maybe defending an area, looting an area, or watching an area, or just otherwise indicating my intention of what my next actions are going to be. This is a super important feature and is one of the many areas in which Apex Legends attempts to address issues that other Battle Royales have. Okay, in this section, this chap here is going to take us through some of the more, let's say, advanced techniques.
Very important and very fun. Here is your squad mate, a digital utility Mockman intelligent example. Or dummy, for short. During a match, just approach your dummy and hold the bump button on your HUD.
So your standard revive mechanic, which we all know. make sure to complete it.
Great. Welcome back, dummy. Now here's a good thing to know. Each one of us has a unique tactical ability. Just hit the tactical button on your HUD. You have a health drone that distributes health to anyone next to it.
So here we're going to use one of the class's special abilities, and there are classes, and every class has its own abilities. So that's kind of like perhaps like an Overwatch effect, where you have your own special ability or ultimates, if you want to call them that as well. Here we're deploying a healing drone to heal our teammate.
Helping out your squad is the best, but sometimes they die.
Oh dear.
Don't worry too much.
So here we got another really cool feature. When your squad mate dies, if you can get to their crate, you can retrieve their chip, and I've just done that there. You can then take this chip to a respawn point and call back in your teammate. Now they're going to respawn in without any ammo, without any equipment. However, in theory, they could get back to their previous body and claim that stuff as well. Again, just to highlight, this is another feature which can be very frustrating in Battle Royales. I know that plenty of times in PUBG, one of the team dies early or two die early and you're left kind of watching the other people playing. At least in this scenario, there's a possibility to bring a teammate back into the action. I think this is a really cool addition, and again is another thing that highlights Apex from the pack.
Like our tactical abilities, each of us has an ultimate ability that you can use when it's ready. As Lifeline, your ultimate calls in a Lifeline package that delivers all types of defensive loot from large health kits to high-tier body armor. Looks like Dummy needs some stuff. Call in your Lifeline package to help them out.
So again, this is our ultimate ability, which you would be familiar with from many class-based shooters, again like Overwatch. My ultimate ability is to call in a drop pod. It took me ages to figure out that I had to place it over here. So that's going to call in a supply pod. It's not exactly clear at the moment, at least to me. Maybe you can correct me in the comments if you know different, as to how you can choose what goes in the pod. But we'll see what this one delivers. As an ultimate ability, it's going to be useful stuff. You can go to the pod and it has 3 sides to it, each with a door with equipment beside it. Now I'm just going to grab this equipment myself. But remember, you could ping this equipment. You could ping all the bits of equipment in that pod and call those in for your teammates, so you could let them know where they are. Really powerful ability, and this is just one of the characters. This is the one you start training with. So an excellent tutorial which really showcases all of the differences between this and other battle royales and really helps to get you up and running. As you can see, the menu system is clean, uncluttered and functional looking. Let's take a brief look at some of them. Here's the legends section. This section contains all of the different legends or heroes or characters that you can play as in the game. Again, another difference between this and other battle royales is that each of these legends have their own passives, tactical and ultimate abilities. So this is just another difference between this and other battle royales, and will really help to keep the experience fresh and introduce a new dimension to the challenge and the gameplay. And there's certainly lots to discover by playing with the other characters and seeing how those abilities will interplay with each other. The armory consists of assault rifles, submachine guns, LMGs, sniper rifles, shotguns and pistols. As could be expected from previous Titanfall games, the level of customization for both your weapons and armor is vast. They're divided into the usual expected rare, epic or legendary. I'm not sure what the exact words they use are, but you can see them color coded in the video above. There is a store in the game selling cosmetic items only. Whether or not that is something that's acceptable to you, you'll have to decide. Most of the items are available to be earned with in-game currency, which I earned at a good enough rate, and I wouldn't say that I'm the best player out there. And the things for sale are kind of what you'd expect: weapon and armor skins. After all the praise, now some criticism. Of course, EA can't help themselves, and there are loot boxes in this game. At least they do show the probability of what you might get exactly in each loot box, but this practice just needs to go away and provide a store where I can go and spend money on what I want rather than engaging in this gambling. It's also worth mentioning that there are 2 legends not available when you first start the game, which can be purchased for real money in the store, but they can also be purchased for in-game coin as well. I don't think it's really a pay to win, but it is something extra which you can choose to pay money for, which you otherwise would not have. and you can see the cost of those things on screen at the moment. It is a free to play game, I don't mind supporting it, but you gotta drop the loot boxes, EA. Okay, time to take a look at some gameplay. Do bear in mind that although this is set in the Titanfall universe, it doesn't contain any titans. There's no double jumping or wall running either. So again, very familiar to Overwatch players. Here we have a hero select screen before we start. Okay, again, let's contrast with the frustration in other Battle Royale games. You start off the game, everybody jumps out of the airplane or a bus or whatever it is. You decide an area to land, but invariably somebody gets separated or ends up going off in a different direction. In Apex Legends, there's a jump master assigned, and that person will decide where everybody is going to land, and you'll actually follow them in. There is an option to break away from that if you don't wish to do that, but again, it's just another great way of starting you off strong and removing one of those typical Battle Royale frustrations. Our jump master has chosen to bring us into the artillery battery on this occasion. You can see in the top left there it says high tier loot, so we can expect some good equipment, but also expect some competition for that equipment. Straight away I managed to pick up pretty good SMG, and right after that, just up the stairs, pretty decent sniper rifle, the triple barrel. So there we've got the ring movement warning and a timer for when we can expect it to close up on us. Also familiar to you will be the standard Battle Royale map screen. You can see the circle on screen, and I'm shortly going to make a suggestion to our squad leader that we may need to start making a move at least towards the center of the circle. Good demonstration here of somebody pinging an enemy location. It's very clearly marked, and I'm able to respond right away and start moving carefully towards that location. On the way to that assist, I find a better piece of equipment, and as I drop my older piece, I tag that for folks on the team who maybe want to use it, again demonstrating there the ability to tag not only enemies and locations but also gear that's available. Now on site at the assist, trying to defend one of our rear flanks here. There are enemies to our right, which have just been tagged, as you can see there on the screen, and as I am busy stalking my guy over here, I don't pay enough attention to the right, and game over. Even with that less than stellar performance, decent amount of XP was earned, and we're approaching the next level, at which point we'll get one of the Apex packs or loot boxes, EA. So that's it for this quick preview of Apex Legends. I'm really excited about it. I really believe in Respawn Entertainment's ability to deliver a fun product. Again, some of the unique features that they've added when trying to address some of the issues people have. We spoke about some of the unique ways that they have tried to address some of the common frustrations with Battle Royale games, such as getting separated from your squad at the start of a round by using the Jump Master system. Also addressing the issue whereby not a lot of people use in-game comms, especially when playing with random strangers. They have the pinging or tagging system, which makes non-verbal communication very specific, slick and quick. With this being a free-to-play game, the barrier to entry is completely removed. There is an in-game store, it only sells cosmetics, and it's up to you whether or not you want to purchase any of those. I really wish the loot boxes could have been left out. I hope that their presence doesn't discourage people from trying out a really great game, but I fear that the experience with loot boxes in Battlefront 2 has probably created a bit of a bad feeling around the concept as a whole. Well, I do really hope that you get to try out Apex Legends and that you enjoy it. Do let me know what you think of the loot boxes in particular. I'm quite interested to know about that. Does their inclusion bother you? Does it make it a deal breaker? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, have a great day. Please remember to like and subscribe. We gotta do the YouTube thing. Thanks. Bye.